So welcome back to the show. Now, it is not Tuesday. I know it's not Tuesday, but I promised a Travel Tuesday video. And I know it's Wednesday, but I decided, you know what? I'm still going to do the video and put it out to you guys. The reason that I didn't post it yesterday or do a video yesterday when it comes to Travel Tuesday is I posted a video earlier that morning. The video was doing well. Generally, when you put another video out, when a video is doing well and you put another video out on top of it, then YouTube will divert all of the attention to that newest video. And so it will hurt the video that's doing well. So I didn't want to do that. That's why I did not put out the Travel Tuesday video. But we're going to talk about it today. And I'm telling you, this is a story that you're going to want to hear when it comes to travel. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please hit the like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. And like always, if you guys see my name in the comment section, make sure you see my name, my picture, and a check mark. If you do not see those things, you might see just a picture of me and the name looks a little off, or the name might be my complete name, but there's no check mark at the end. Guess what? That's not me. That's someone that's trying to impersonate me. So please do not follow any of their directions. They're probably going to want to sell you something, or they're going to tell you to go to their WhatsApp or buy Bitcoin and all this stuff. Disregard that. This has been an ongoing problem. We're trying to address it. Other YouTubers are trying to address it as well. But as of right now, they're still able to do this. So now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at this cruise around the world. 132 night cruise around the world. This is an amazing thing. Now look at the title here. So 132 night cruise around the world, sold out in under 3 hours. They sold this out in under 3 hours. And when you see the price tag, you're going to be like, wow, I can't believe that many people purchased a ticket in 3 hours. They were waiting for this. And so let's look at this. Now, when it comes to cruises, let me back up 1 second and talk a little bit about cruises. I've been on probably seven or eight cruises, and it's been a while since I've gone on a cruise, but I really enjoy going on cruises. And the first thing that I like about going on cruises is once you get on the boat, you start your vacation. So you don't have to worry about the whole travel aspect, depending on where you live. Like I live in Southern California. There are two ports that are right nearby. They're like 20 minutes away from me. So if I want to go on a cruise to Mexico, I can easily do that just by driving 20 minutes, parking my car for the 5-day or 7-day or the 3-day cruise, and get on the boat. Once I get on that boat, I'm on vacation. I don't have to worry about any more travel. I don't have to go through the airport and try to find a taxi and do all that. I don't have to do any of that. So that's one thing I really like about cruises. Also, it's pretty much all inclusive in most situations. So once you pay for your ticket to get on the boat, most of the stuff is free. And so that's food and fine dining. All that stuff is free. So you don't have to worry about, okay, well, I need to exchange my money and all this stuff. You don't have to do that. Once you get on the boat, you can start eating, start drinking. Now, the drinks are not free. You do have to pay for those. But I just like the fact that that stuff is all included. So generally, you don't have to worry about paying for extra stuff. So I highly recommend, if you've never gone on a cruise before, go on a cruise, especially if you've never traveled outside of the country before. Cruises are probably your safest bet because you don't really lose much when it comes. Like when you travel to another country, like when I went to Colombia for the first time, it's culture shock because no one speaks English and you're in another country and you have to pretty much fend for yourself and try to figure things out. When you go on a cruise, generally you're going to be in the tourist area and they speak English. Why? Because these cruise ships come to them every other day. You have a cruise ship coming in, and so they learn English really, really fast. And so, and then also you're on the boat. When you're on the boat, everyone speaks English on the boat. And so you spend a large amount of time on the boat. So you're on the boat and then you just get off, you do the little touristy stuff, and then you get back on the boat. And so you have kind of a railing there, right? You have something to hold on to when it comes to the boat, because you can come back to the boat and things are kind of back to the same. But when you actually fly to another country, you don't really have those railings, those little guardrails to hold on to. You're pretty much on your own. And if you don't speak the language, you will struggle, but you can't jump back on the boat where everyone speaks the language, right? And so if you've never traveled outside the country, cruises are probably the best way to kind of ease your way into traveling outside of the country. So let's go ahead. I want to take a look at the article here, or continue looking at the article. But this is the cruise ship here. and they're saying 132 nights. Now, this is not going to cruise until 2024. So that's interesting. This sold out in 3 hours, and we still have 2.5 years before it sets sail. So that in itself is amazing that people are, and I never even knew about this Regent 7 Seas. I've never even heard of the cruise liner. I think they're out of another country, but the fact that it sold out in 3 hours and you still have 2.5 years before you can set sail is pretty crazy. But it just goes to show you how people just want to get out. They've been waiting to get out because of the things that have happened last year. And so they're ready to go. So over 100 nights at sea. Does that sound appealing? Yes, it does sound appealing. Here's the ship here, and all the rooms are all suites, and they all face out. So there are no interior cabins, which is good. An interior cabin, basically you have no light at all. So you can't see outside. I would highly recommend, if you've never gone on a cruise before, that you pay the extra money and you have a cabin where you have at least a porthole, or you have a little balcony there where you can go out and get some fresh air, because it gets really, it's really crazy when you're in these interior cabins, because you don't know if it's day or night, and it's just not a good feeling. That's why I don't like being inside, especially when you're on a boat, because it's a ship, but you are rocking a little bit on that ship. And so when you're inside, you're rocking a little bit, you don't really know what's going on. It's always nice to be able to look outside. So just one of the recommendations that I have is, or I won't even say recommendations, one of the requirements that I have is that I have a balcony. Now I like to have a balcony. I don't even want the porthole. I want to have a balcony where I can go outside and sit and see and breathe that fresh air. All right, so let's continue looking at this because there's some more good information here. And really nice looking cruise ship. And July 14th, that's when they opened it, and it sold out in 3 hours. Crazy. Here's some of the places they go. So Barcelona, Spain, and there's a whole list of the different places they're going. So I'll go. Well, it's not a complete list, but they're at least telling you the different areas they're going to. So we'll take a look at that. And then we're going to look at this price tag. And this is going to probably blow your mind. But when you think about it in the end, and I'll show you, kind of do the numbers on what you're actually getting in this cruise. And you might say, okay, you know what? Yeah, that does make sense. Now, here is the price tag here. And this is starting $73,000. $73,000. You're going to be in a deluxe suite. They're all suites. So that's nice. And if you look at this suite, I've been on plenty of cruises. I've never been in any room that looks like this, but this is, nice. I don't know if that's it's probably a queen size bed, queen or king, I'm not sure. And then you have a little sitting area over here. You can watch TV back there. You have a balcony, so that's nice. So all this stuff, you have really nice amenities. You even have these little curtains here where you can close this off. So if you want to sleep and your significant other wants to watch TV, you can do that. So it just really, really nice cabin. One of the nicest cabins that I've seen on a boat, but it actually gets better. So you can spend up to $200,000. This is per person, by the way. So this is not just one. This is not for like a couple or for a whole family. This is per person. So I'm paying either $73,000 per person, or I'm paying $200,000 per person. So obviously this is not for everyone. Not everyone's going to be able to afford this, but look at this suite. So this is the $200,000 suite. Look at that. That looks like a house. That is amazing. That's amazing. But nonetheless, yeah, $200,000 and 132 night. Now you do have people that retire, and when they retire, they get on a ship and they just travel. They just travel on a ship, and wherever that ship is going, that's where they're going. And they're just pretty much, it's just like when you rent an apartment or something like that. Same thing. They're just paying rent and they're staying on that boat. They're not going anywhere. You have your food there. You go to all these different destinations. And so people do this when they retire. So I just find this is just amazing to me, especially being in a situation where I'm close to retirement, I'm thinking, hey, this this would be great. I just need the $73,000. Now, let's see. So 2024 cruise loads up to the sale. Okay, so here are some of the areas here. So it will start in Miami. And let me get my pen to work here. So we start in Miami, then they'll move to Central America, then they'll go to Hawaii, and then they'll go to the South Pacific Islands, and then they'll go to Australia, and then New Zealand, then Southeast Asia, India, the Middle East, Mediterranean, Bermuda, and then back to Miami. That sounds like an amazing trip, right? You're going everywhere. 132 days and 34,500 nautical miles, which is equivalent to 39,700 miles. That is a lot of travel. Now, let's look here. 66 ports, 31 countries. Now, if we do the math on this, let's say you travel to 31 different countries. So you want to travel the world. You say, I want to travel to 31 different countries. And you're probably, on average, I would say you're probably spending about $3,000 for each trip. That's pretty reasonable, I would think. And that's pretty much for everything. Now, you are going to pay a little bit extra. One of the good things about going on a ship is that the food is included. But in this situation, you pay $3,000. You're probably going to have to, $3,000 will probably get you to that destination, and it'll pay for your housing, your hotel, and all that. So let's say $1,000 for airfare, and then another $2,000, depending on how many days you're staying in that country. But nonetheless, $3,000, and you're going to 31 countries. So we're looking at what, $93,000. So when you look at it that way, what you're getting in this package. Now, I don't know how many days they're going to stay in each country, but I would imagine it's at least a few days, maybe 2 or 3 days. But if you're looking at it that way, you can say, well, I've been here, I've been there, I've been here. So you've been to all these different countries, and you've taken one cruise to do it. And so it is a lot less than $93,000, right? It's $73,000 per person, but still $73,000. So maybe that will make you think, yeah, you know what, it does. It makes sense. Let's say if someone saves money for years and years to take this trip, it would make sense. So they don't travel for years and years, let's say 10 years, and they're just saving up money because they want to go on this trip. So that would make sense. So here's the cabin again, another cabin, another suite. Really, really nice setup here. 700 guests, 445 crew members. And what I didn't mention is that master suite, the one that the 200,000, that comes with a butler. So that's pretty amazing. That is just crazy. Look at this. 2,000 square feet. 2,000 square feet suite. Is that crazy or what? Crystal chandeliers, private butler. Man, look at it's just amazing. But you need 200,000 in order to do that. And look at your balcony outside. I mean, this is real nice. And even this area here, this big window, dining area, man, just amazing. Here's one of the restaurants here. And one of the things I will say about cruises, they have excellent food. I have never been on a cruise where the food has not been excellent. It's always good. And you can experience a lot of different things because you're on a cruise ship. And especially if you go to the all-inclusive places where you can eat, you can just try 5 different plates if you want to do that. So it could be food that you've never tasted before, but you know what? Hey, I want to try that. Yeah. So instead of paying it separate, you don't have to worry about that. It's all included, and so you're able to try different foods. And that's the first place that I ever tried escargot, and it's the last place that I ever had escargot. Was on a cruise ship. But yeah, just nice deck there. So that is what I wanted to talk about today. Just amazing, right? I want to start saving now to go on this cruise around the world, 132 countries. Now, I'm sure they're not their only cruise liner that does this. I'm going to start doing some more research just to see how much they're charging for different cruises, or maybe half that. What if it wasn't 132 days, but it was more like 3 months? So instead of 5 months, it's 3 months or 2 months. So I'm going to start doing a little bit research, but what do you guys think about this? I want you guys to sound off in the comment section. If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.